it's me, Ashley, and welcome to February. It is officially the 1st. January has flown by, which is so freaking crazy. So if you can't tell by the makeup, the red top, the pink nails, like, who am I right now? This video is going to be on this look for Valentine's Day. Now I know that most of you are not going to rock a crazy pink eye with pink lips and this whole thing on Valentine's Day, but I just love playing with these colors, and honestly it just gave me an excuse to do that today. I'm single this Valentine's Day, not bitter about it at all. It just means that I have more time to film multiple Valentine's Day looks. In addition to this video, I would love to film 2 more before Valentine's Day, one that's like very date night appropriate, that's a lot lighter and fun, but still pink and kind of Valentine's Day-esque. And then also, and this really excites me, I would really enjoy filming an anti-Valentine's Day look. So that's my mission. I am going to film and upload 2 more tutorials before Valentine's Day, and I'm super excited about it. I'll get on with it and stop wasting your time. If you would like to see how I did this smoky pink halo eye and the entire look, just keep watching. First, I am going to be moisturizing my lips with the Trish McEvoy lip balm, and then moving on to priming my eyelids. I am using the MAC paint pot in the color Painterly. This is awesome at canceling out the veins that you can see on my lids, any redness, and any of that stuff that you don't want peeking through your eyeshadow. Alright, so now we want to set that paint pot so that our shadows go on super smooth, and I am using the Mercier Invisible Loose Setting Powder. Now to begin this beautiful pink halo eye, I am using a blush from NARS with my Chanel No. 12 blending brush, and this is in the color, I think it's called Goulue. I could be completely butchering it. I'll leave it down in the description box. But I am using this in my crease and going up towards my brow bone with it. And it is totally okay to use a blush on your eyes as a shadow. There is nothing wrong with it. Use your makeup as multi-purpose as you can and get the most bang for your buck out of it. Now I'm obviously going to just repeat this step on the other eye, and then we will move on to the next shade. Now, before we move on to the next color, I'm taking my Sigma E25 to blend out the edges and make sure it looks beautimous. Alright, and now we're getting to the good part. So I'm going into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette and really lightly dipping into the color Love Letter with my Kylie Cosmetics blending brush. This is a beautiful matte magenta shade. Holy crap, look at that baby. And that was one little dip. Now I'm using this kind of blending brush for this shade because it's a little more dense than the first brush we used, and it's really going to focus that shadow in our crease as opposed to above it. Now if you get some on your eyelid, do not worry about it because we'll be fixing that up in just a second here. And now you're going to recognize this next step with that clean Sigma E25 brush. I'm just blending out the edges once again. Now I'm getting excited just recording this voiceover, but we're getting to the good stuff here. I am mixing a bit of Love Letter from that Anastasia palette with the color Venetian Red. And what I'm going to be doing is focusing this on the inner and outer corner of the eye. This is going to help create our halo effect. Now I'm using the brush that came with that Anastasia palette. One side is like a flat packing brush and the other is a very fluffy blending brush. So I'm going to be laying down color with the smaller side and then blending it out with the blending side and going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. This is the best technique to build up color while keeping everything super blended and beautiful. So just keep packing and blending out and we will eventually get there together. So I'm also taking the color through my crease again, just kind of connecting the outer part with the inner portion of the eyeshadow, but making sure to keep the very center of the eye bare because we got something fun going in there next. And surprise, I'm blending those shadows out once again with the clean Sigma E25. Alright, so this is a step that I think brings everything together. I am going into the Kat Von D Metal Matte Palette and taking the shade Glitz, which is a beautiful foiled light pink shadow, and you'll see in just a second here, I sprayed this flat shader brush with my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. There it is. And I'm just patting that where we have no shadow currently, right in the middle of the eyelid. So if you don't know me, I am all about blending, and I am doing that once again with that same Kylie Cosmetics blending brush, you know, making things pretty. Okay, so without judgment, we are going to watch me apply my liquid liner. This is the Kat Von D liquid liner in Trooper. Now, there are so many fabulous videos on YouTube that show you how to apply liquid liner, so please go find one of those instead, because this is not going to teach you jack shit about applying liner. So you can see it best from this angle, but I messed up my other eye originally, so I just took a makeup wipe and kind of wiped away that tail, and you'll see me fix it in just a second. So basically at this point I was stalling for time before I went and fixed that other wing, so I'm going to be applying my Covergirl Clump Crusher Mascara to that eye, and then putting my falsies on. Today I am using the MLash by Montes Obed in the style Blow Me. Like, can we just talk about the name of this eyelash? It's friggin' amazing. Alright, so an unplanned lesson here. If you screw up your wing and you have to wipe it away with a makeup wipe, you're gonna let the, liquid dry from the wipe and then go back in and fix the wing. See, now we're getting somewhere, looking good. Alright, so now we're gonna go in and fix that little mess up. I'm just dipping that Kylie Cosmetics blending brush back into the pink and Venetian red shade that we used, and just kind of dabbing it over that area, blending it out, dabbing some color on, blending it out, and voila, mistake fixed. Alright, so mascara those lashes up, and then we are going to prep our second false lash for that eye. Honestly, I could not have been more happy with the way this turned out. These lashes were everything. Oh my god, it looks so good with the eyeshadows and the liner. I was so impressed. I will leave a link down below to where you can buy some, because what are you doing if you don't own a pair already? Like, come on, come on. Now we're almost onto the face, I promise. I'm just taking a little bit more of that NARS blush to bring our shadows up a little higher now that our lashes are on and we can kind of see the full scope of things. Alright, finally, I am priming with my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water and then applying the Makeup Forever Step 1 Nourishing Primer. Now you will see that I am so extra because I apply a third primer right here. This is the YSL Touche Eclat Blurring Primer. It has gold flecks in it and it makes me feel fancy, so I use it. Alright, so we got a little dance break here, and then I am applying the Becca Under Eye Brightener. I don't know if it has cream at the end of it or something, but this is amazing for getting rid of those dark circles and all the grossness under your eyes. Now enter my favorite tool of all time, the Beauty Blender! Oh no, Extra Ashley is coming in again. I'm mixing 3 different products for my face. The first one is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in number 4. Then we have a drop of bio oil and a little bit of the Milani Perfect and Conceal in a color that I don't remember the name of. Now, I'll be real with you, I regret putting in that drop of bio oil. Instead of kind of thinning it out and making everything look more dewy and natural, it just made me look super oily, and I was not digging it. Ladies and gents, make sure to always pull that foundation down your neck and on your ears. You do not want a foundation line. Now, recently, concealing has become my favorite thing in the entire world, mostly because this concealer is Balm.com. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape concealer in the color Light Neutral, and oh my god, this stuff is so good. It's full coverage, it sets itself super matte, it looks so good. It looks so good. And I'm using my beauty blender to blend that sucker out, and then I also sprayed the sponge with a little bit of that same primer water just to blend everything out more seamlessly. Now, real quick, just in case you were not aware, I do wet the beauty blender beforehand and then rinse it out so that it is dampened before I do any of my makeup. That is the key to making everything look good. Now, I'm not going to be baking my face today, but I am just setting my under eyes with that same Laura Mercier powder. I'm not using too much because it is super white, and if you use a lot of it, like, for example, to bake your face, it's just going to look insane and super dry. It's a very weird powder. So using it sparingly, I'm just setting my whole face using that same beauty blender sponge to just pat it in. Well, I don't think y'all understand that nose contouring has changed my life. If you look at old pictures, it literally looks like I've had a nose job, but all it is the NYX, I believe it's called the Wonder Stick, and I have mine in the shade Universal. So to blend it out, again, surprise, I'm using the beauty blender, but just using it very delicately so that I don't disrupt the product underneath. Now that I'm officially done with all the creams, I'm going to set my nose with that Laura Mercier powder as well. Now, just keeping the areas that I highlighted with that concealer super bright, I am packing on some of the Ulta Pressed Powder in the shade Banana with this Real Techniques contour brush. And it's time for brows. To be honest, I hate doing my eyebrows so much. But at the same time, my face looks crazy without them. So I am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Chocolate with this Trish McEvoy definer brush, I believe it's called. It's this super thin yet densely packed brush that is a freaking miracle with this pomade. Like, I refuse to use any other brush to do this step. Now, because we don't want those blocky brows that you see people wearing a lot of times, we are going to gradually fade this product as we get in towards the inner corner of the eyebrow and not taking nearly as much pressure or the literal product itself and just kind of fluffing those hairs up towards the hairlines. The staying power of the Dip Brow Pomade is amazing, but to keep all the hairs where I want them, I'm using the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel to just make them lay right. Because this is a Valentine's Day look, I figured I would break out my Too Faced Soulmates palette. Now mine is in the color Ross and Rachel. They also came out with one that was Carrie Big, and these things are so cute. It's basically just a bronzer in a heart shape, and then in the middle it has a little blush as well. But regardless, I love the bronzer. It's such a beautiful shade, and I'm just using this with my Sigma E40 to warm up my complexion and bring some color back to my white ass face. Now we got our contour coming into the game. I am using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer with my NARS Ita brush to just get that perfect snatched contour line that we all know and love. Now, like I was saying before, the nose contour, gentle. Do not disturb the product underneath. Taking the same bronzer and my Makeup Academy contour and highlight brush, I'm just using this to blend everything out a bit more. So we're going to prepare ourselves for a highlight fail here. I sprayed this e.l.f. brush with a bit of that primer water and dipped it into the shade Crafty from this Tarte Holiday Blush Palette. And as you can see, I was just not impressed. There was like no color payoff. So here I am saying screw it and applying a blush from that palette called Montes with my Chanel No. 6 blush brush. At this point I said no more screwing around. I'm going in with my tried and true and using the Stila eyeshadow in Kitten as my highlighter. I mean, oh, look at that. Look at that glow. I was glowing to the gods after this and I was very happy with the result. If you can tell, I did break this eyeshadow brush, which I'm using to highlight my face. At some point in time, the handle just kind of broke off. Still looks good regardless, and look at my nose. I'm shining like no other. I am going to be using the same brush that I used to do my eyebrows, but the other side to apply that same shadow on my brow bone. And at this point, I took a chance. I used the Kylie Cosmetics lip liner in the color Spice to line my waterline. I figured that if you could technically get it in your mouth, that your eyes would be safe. I really loved how that pink looked on my waterline, so I then just went into that same NARS blush with a shader brush from Real Techniques to blend out my bottom lash line. Now to add some more definition, I was using my Sigma flat definer brush in a mixture of Love Letter, Venetian Red, Red Ochre, basically all those darker pink and red shades in the Modern Renaissance palette, and just kind of drag this along my lash line to pull more definition and get more drama. So if you guys think that I like my Sigma E25, you have no idea about my love for the MAC 217. So I'm using that here to blend everything out to look seamless, and then applying mascara to my bottom lashes. With that same Stila eyeshadow and the same little brush, I am using it to just make the inner corner of my eyes pop and glow. Using that Smashbox primer water again, I'm using it to kind of melt my face all together, and then I'm moving on to lips, which I had a very hard time deciding what color I wanted to wear, so I figured that it was safe to start off with this mid-toned, kind of pinky magenta shade. This is, I believe it's Dusty Rose from Trish McEvoy. They do not sell the same shade anymore, but I am telling you, every brand does a lip liner in this color. Well, I kind of overline my lips for days, but I have no shame because I like the look. At the end of it all, I decided to go with Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the color Catnip because honestly, it just encaptured this entire look so well, and I was very happy with my lip choice. And are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? We are finally done. I'm gonna model for you a little bit. Oh yeah, there it is. Get that head tilt, girl. Get it! If you enjoyed this video, don't be afraid to let me know. Push that like button down below and give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know that you're enjoying these videos and that you want to see more. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, leave me a comment down below. And of course, we can't make a YouTube video without including this. Subscribe to my channel. I'll put the button right here for you if you can't scroll down and hit the little subscribe button below. And lastly, I will put all my social media links down below so you can follow me there and see what else I'm up to in my day-to-day life, because my life is super interesting. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the love so much. Keep checking back. I will be uploading those 2 other Valentine's Day looks. I hope you guys are having a great day, and again, thank you for watching. Bye.